The House passes a bill that would limit citizenship by investors' access to U.S. E-2 visas. Now, a lot of people know that a lot of people are getting these fast-track programs to get E-2 treaties back to the U.S. to work. We've had U.S. people doing it where they'll relinquish their U.S. citizenship and try to get maybe a Grenada passport beforehand, since Grenada does have an E-2 treaty with the U.S. Turkey also has one. If this law is passed, it will put a damper on that in getting that E-2 visa. So, if you're thinking about getting either the Turkish passport or the Grenadian passport, and you're doing it strictly because you want an E-2 treaty to let you go back in the U.S. to set up a company, then you might want to think twice, because this could put a damper on everything. Now, you might wonder, why would somebody want to go back in the U.S.? Because U.S. has real high taxes. Well, there are advantages with the E-2 treaty. You can go in, you can set up a business in the U.S. and literally not be taxed on your worldwide income, as long as you don't get a green card, you're not a citizen of the U.S., and you don't break the substantial presence test. Now, you will be taxed on your worldwide income on your business in the U.S., but not on your actual personal assets. They're outside of that unless you break that substantial presence test. But, like I said, if this is passed and you're doing it because of this, of the treaty that Grenada's got or Turkey's got, then you might want to wait on this, because you could be throwing your money basically down a rat hole, because it looks like this bill was actually put into place to keep people from trying to get fast-track ways of getting in the U.S. by getting fast-track citizenships. This is the first little leeway I think you're going to see of the U.S. and other European countries kind of rebel on these fast-track programs. They don't like them, and they're not in the E-2 treaty. Then what they're doing is they're coming back in and saying, hey, if you're invest in these fast-track programs and you're trying to find a loophole to get back in the U.S. real quick, without having any sort of residence in any of these E-2 treaty countries, then we're going to put a stop to it. This is what they're trying to do. But anyway, last Thursday, the National Defense Authorization Act, called the NDAA, passed in the U.S. House of Representatives, authorizing a record military and defense spending to the tune of $813 billion U.S. Of particular interest is the NDAA's inclusion of what's called the Amigos Act. It's a bill first introduced in 2019. Now, in its current NDAA attached form, the House has passed different variations of the bill twice before. The Amigos Act would grant nationals of Portugal the right to apply for the E-1 treaty, trader, and also called the E-2 treaty, investor visa. These would allow Portuguese nationals to live and work and invest in the United States for up to 5 years at a time. Now, many investment migration countries already enjoy the E-2 treaty status, each with visa durations varying from 3 months to 5 years, depending on the so-called reciprocity period, and with either 1, 2, or multiple entries, depending on the country. Let me give you an example right here. Albania's got a 3-year period with multiple entries. Armenia's 5 years with multiple entries. Australia's 4 years with multiple entries. You got Canada's got 5 years with multiple entries. Egypt's got 3 months with a single entry. Georgia, 1 year with multiple entries. Grenada's got 5 years with multiple entries. Grenada's got actually a good deal, but it looks like they want to stop it. Ireland's got 5 years with multiple entries. Italy it has 5 years with multiple entries. Jordan, 3 months with a single entry. Latvia's got 5 years with multiple entries. Montenegro, 1 year with multiple entries. Panama, 5 years with multiple entries. Paraguay, 5 years with multiple entries. And then you got South Korea, 5 years with multiple entries. Spain, 5 years with multiple entries. Turkey's got 5 years with multiple entries. And the United Kingdom's got 5 years with multiple entries. Now, Grenada's Citizenship by Investment program in particular counts the country's E-2 visa privileges among the program's primary selling points and competitive advantages. Because remember, St. Kitts has got actually a lot better passport visa-free travel goes. The only thing that Grenada's got over St. Kitts is St. Kitts doesn't have an E-2 treaty with the U.S. but also, well, another thing too also is St. Kitts doesn't have an income tax, local income tax. Grenada does. That's a huge difference there too. But this is going to probably more than likely take it away with Grenada. But if the Amigos Act is included in the NDAA, it passes the Senate and is signed into law by the President. However, it would sharply curtail the E2 privileges Grenada can offer citizenship by investor clients. Now, the Amigos Act proposes to modify the eligibility requirements for e-visas by adding the following to the Immigration and Nationality Act. Now, this is the clause that you need to pay attention to. It just states, or in the case of an alien who acquired the relevant nationality through a financial investment like Grenada's got, and who has not previously been granted status under this subparagraph, the foreign state of which the alien is a national and in which the alien has been domiciled for a continuous period of not less than 3 years at any point before applying for a non-immigrant visa under this subparagraph before and the spouse. Now, as presently phrased, in other words, the Act would make E1 or E2 visas available to citizenship by investment origin citizens of a treaty country only if they've been domiciled in their new country for at least 3 years. This is the problem. Now, if the NDAA passes the Senate and is signed into law by President Biden with that e-visa provision, commented immigration attorney Viz Malakatudi in a LinkedIn update about the news, in the days of obtaining Turkish and Grenadian or future Albanian and Armenian citizenship by investment in order to obtain the E2 visa access will be over. Remember that Albania and Armenia both are, they're coming out with fast-track programs too, and this could kill their program because Armenia's got really a pretty sorry passport to begin with. Anyway, folks, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website again, www.citizenshipquickly.com. And also, would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here. You'll get new videos automatically as they come out. We've got about 800 videos. And I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.